And this girl came up to me. She said, "Can I ask you a question?" I'm like, "Sure, yeah, always ready to oblige you will in public. What you want to know there?" She said, "How do you eat?" Yeah, there are stupid questions. But there's also smart asses like me to take care of it. I tell her, I said, "Well, it's like this. When I walk through the cafeteria, I walk through the line and I tell them what I want to see. Some fried chicken and chocolate pie and some pizza and that guy over there and that guy over there." And they take it, they put it in the blender and blend it up. Then they give me one of these big-ass McDonald's straws. And I drink it through a straw because, you know, blind people, we can't use forks and spoons. And those dicks in Nashville, they just passed a law saying you couldn't give a blind person a knife. I guess they're afraid we're going to poke our eyes out or something. Well, she said something I never expected. "How can I help? This is horrible." Well, I told her, I said, "Well, you know, you can help." I said, "You go talk to the political science professor. His name's Joe, and you tell him you met me, and you tell him what I told you, and he can tell you how we can get this law changed because it ain't right." People, I did not even think this through. I got to class a couple days later, and Joe was like, "Yvonne, what in the hell have you done now?" I'm like, "She didn't." He said, "Oh, yes, she did." And I'm like, "What'd you tell her?" He's like, "Well, I told her since this was your baby, you were going to go to the library and you were going to get the names and the phone numbers and the emails and the snail mails of all the legislators and the governor, and you're going to print it out and you're going to give it to her. And yes, you are going to get graded for this." That was my college experience. Patrick, I think it was you, or it might have been that other guy, who said something about an STD.
Probably all the time.
Alright, I got one for your little black blue comedy. And it's a song I wrote. And this friend of mine in Nashville, he made the mistake of telling me that he got an STD. And he made another mistake. He also informed me that he did not like the song Rocky Top. Sorry, you. But some things just have to be done, and some things have to be said. So, here is Sex Ed 101. He wished he'd never fucked on rotten crotch. He should have stayed up in them hills. If he had never been with rotten crotch, he wouldn't be taking them pills. Oh, rotten crotch, you gave him a very bad disease. He fucked you, oh, rotten crotch. Now give him his change back, please. Give him his change back, please. Once two big mouth iron dick strangers out looking for a thrill. They took turns at Little Miss Rotten Crotch, now they're reading their wills. Now this one is for John Lee. Yeah, it's that little girl problem you got. Yeah. It's been 2 years, he's been shivering and shaking, laid up in that hospital bed. Every day his wife comes in to remind him he should have choked his chicken instead. Oh, rotten crotch, you gave him a very bad disease. He fucked you, oh, rotten crotch. Now give him his change back, please. This is fun. You know, I actually wrote South Park a letter complaining because at the point in time that I'd written the letter, they had not made fun of blind people. And it upset me. It disturbed me. Well, they still hadn't done it, so I guess it's another letter writing petition for me. I mean, hell, they let Saddam fuck Satan, and they won't make fun of blind people. This is wrong. But guys, thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure talking to you. Wait a minute, before I go. Who wants to hear another short song about getting high? honor and pleasure of going to the Green Party National Convention. It was amazing. And I met Jill. Let me tell you about this really quick. We were all standing there, and Jill had just given her welcome speech and everything, and then she went around and did the thing that politicians do best. Kiss babies and kiss babies and kiss babies. Well, it was noisy, and somebody came up, put their hands on my shoulders, and started talking about what all I had been doing at the convention. I thought it was one of my weed friends. And then I caught her voice, and I'm like, oh, Jill, it's you. You weren't talking loud enough for me to see you. People, this is a woman for president because she got it. She got the humor. And that's a plus when you're looking at someone who's going to run this country. But let me sing my little pot song that I did there. It ended up in the New York Times. It was hilarious. It goes, I'm Green Party and cannabis proud. I wear my pot leaf on my sleeve and my head's above the clouds. We don't smell the bullshit up here. We're where the air is nice and clear. I'm Green Party and Long Branch and cannabis proud. Woo! Thank you all.
Yvonne, everybody! Let's hear it for Yvonne! Let's hear it for Yvonne, everybody! Alright, guys. We're going to bring up your next comedian tonight. There's only two more left. Please welcome to the stage, Falcon!
Hey! Funny as shit. I was wondering how you were going to get her off the stage by flashing at her, but I mean, she didn't have like a South Park joke for you. I was going to go ahead and make fun of you a little bit, but I'm not going to be that mean. I'm not going to be that mean. So, I didn't see what you did to sign her off the stage. But, has anyone had a shit job? Yeah. Come on, anyone had a shit job? Oh, yeah, I know you had a shit job. You worked at the Long Branch. So, alright, I had a shit job. Work for Surplus. You guys don't know what that job is. It's you come in, you clean up other people's messes. Well, I went to this one house, and yes, I do have a stutter, I have Tourette's. So that little joke that Aaron did, fuck you. So I went into this one woman's house, very beautiful, very young woman, about my age, about 22 at the time, and she had her bathroom flooded her whole bedroom. Well, as I was taking boxes out of her bedroom and bags and other shit out of her room and everything, I pulled this one bag and this fucking bag just busted out from underneath it. And about 30 dildos fucking hit the floor and like 6 or 7 of them fucking turned on. Well, I'm trying to pick them up, I'm trying to get them all turned off and everything. I have about 5 or 6 of them in my hands and everything. And my partner walks into the room, much like what he just did. And I just freeze. And I got this one just hitting me. I'm just scared shitless, like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Thank you for laughing. So I just dropped those things on, and then they all turned off. I actually had a phone with one for like another 5 minutes, because I don't know how to do that. But my other job than that, I had to take care of my grandmother when she was around about 18 years old. She had Alzheimer's. If you ever had to deal with anybody with Alzheimer's, you have to have a sense of humor. That's why I'm here tonight. And so I would fuck with my grandmother because I didn't have cable there. I only had internet, and I got bored playing Call of Duty all the time. I would like come down to the kitchen and I'd be like, you know what? I'm gonna fuck with my grandma. Put the kitchen chairs up on the table, and then sit at the table like I'm eating cereal, and just like wait for her to walk into the room and just be like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I'm eating." What's wrong with you, woman? Like, and then she'd get mad at me and like come at me with a kitchen knife and be like, "Who the fuck are you?" I'm the man that lives upstairs. That's all she referred me to. A woman that used to wipe my ass. And when I was a little baby. Can't remember me now, only as the man that lives upstairs. And then now she tries to mac on me every time I go out and visit her out like that. Because she thinks she's 16 years old and she's 82 years old. Yeah, you guys aren't laughing at that, but I'm dying inside. I'm thinking that's hilarious.